Hey there, everybody. This is the Bones and Tub Show. We are brought to you by no one in particular, because advertisements suck.
Yeah, they do.
We are brought to you, however, by Catherine, Marie Doherty, Evelyn, and Agris Girl, our 3 patrons at patreon.com/bones and tubs. And we don't have, anything else. We're not trying to sell you a mattress. We're not trying to tell you anything about beard oil or...
No special food boxes or anything like that.
No.
We're brought to you, just like PBS, by viewers like you.
And this is the Bones and Tub Show.
The Bones and Tub Show.
And sets another day. Billions will kneel and pray. Anything to aid escape from the world so cold and gray.
Hey! Welcome back to another episode of Bones and Tubs. We're here. It is the week before Christmas.
It's also the week before Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
Well,
Wasn't it a made-up African holiday?
Look at you being equal opportunity over there. Mr. Equal Opportunity there.
He's got some coffee that he's drinking out of a spoon. Mm-hmm. If you hear the...
Well, he doesn't want to burn himself.
No.
If you didn't know it already, we have Dr. Douglas Hurdy in the studio with us.
Back again. Before we get into anything, let's just flesh out this butt Sharpie.
Okay, so
I'll show him while you're explaining it.
I was cruising around on the internet
Earlier today,
will. And I found this. I was on Reddit, which is basically the echo chamber of the left.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a lot of, porn on there, too, to be had. Right?
Yeah.
Lots and lots of porn. Well, somebody posted this subreddit. It was called Butt Sharpies.
Butt Sharpies. Okay.
Tell me what you think about it.
Now, is it the idea that they want to see how many Sharpies they can fit into their ass?
I don't understand why.
At any given time? It's Daddy Daycare Podcast one more time.
What does it all mean?
Everybody know.
It's Double Daddy Daycare today. We got another one, but hopefully he stays quiet.
I looked at it and I thought, you see some crazy subreddit sometime, and usually there's only a couple people on there that post. There's so many posts on this one. It's
so many people shoving Sharpies up
there's
their
so
butts.
many posts on it. And there's a bunch of subscribers,
Some of the descriptions were awesome. They're like, wow, we almost got, it was like her and her husband, like, we got 5 out of 7 last night.
I looked at the first page and I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
My only experience with Reddit is the Tribute Me, where dudes are blowing loads over pictures that women take, but they're blowing loads on their devices and then posting pictures. So it's kind of like the picture I showed you earlier.
The picture of the picture of the picture of the picture.
Right.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? Reddit Gone Wild with chicks at Starbucks or wherever they work at.
Yeah.
They just go in the bathroom to let you know that they've got a fucking butt plug in.
Basically. Have you seen those
While
new
they're
butt plugs with they have tails?
Mm. Yeah. I saw those.
The world has definitely moved on. We got tails and now Sharpies.
Can I score that cup?
I don't know if it's less moving on or is begun to split and splinter into different realities.
So many people.
There's so many
maybe some of your listeners are into butt Sharpies. I don't know.
Oh, it's not outside the realm of possibility. But no, I don't know if it's necessarily moved on. I think that the firm reality has shattered. Now we're just in the pieces of it.
She wants recognition. She wants to be appreciated because she got 2 Sharpies in her ass on the very first try.
You know those big ass Sharpies?
More power to you.
Those big ass metal ones?
Yeah, big ass, literally.
They've been using those too, man.
The king size?
Yeah, come on.
That's what it's called. It's the king size Sharpie.
Yeah, man.
How do you find... I need to figure out more.
No, you don't.
I do, because there's so much on here that we could discuss. More power to you. You/Desert Tro Pussy. Desert Rose Pussy. You did a good job getting those Sharpies in there on the very first time.
Good job.
How many do you think... how many do you think... what's the max you think somebody's ever achieved?
Maybe when... You ever seen those gigantic packs of Sharpies where it's a big, semicircle array and there's 2 rows and they're all multiple colors and stuff?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to think, isn't there...
Maybe one of those.
They wear Depends for sure.
Yeah.
You can't... your asshole's not a muscle.
They throw it in,
Yeah.
And then you wait for you hear...
Yeah.
Like that. You hear this noise. Hold on.
Most assuredly.
You hear this noise.
Right.
Well, that's one.
Yeah. Thank God.
No, man. I don't even know anymore.
It's a great Christmas topic.
Yeah,
We'll
great.
Get that out of the way.
How many people? You know, there's a statistic of how many people are getting Sharpies as stocking stuffers.
Now, here's the thing I gotta ask. Do you think somebody has come up with the notion of making Sharpie butt art yet? Where they shove a bunch of Sharpies
draw
up their
with
ass,
it, yeah. It's
and then
genius.
take the caps off, and then you just kind of scoot your ass on the ground like a dog does.
You really call it art
You just
too these
created
days.
it.
Yeah. I did it here and now.
You heard it here first, guys.
How about that video I sent you earlier? Speaking of fucked up modern art,
You talking about
I sent it to
the,
you in response to the
one
butt
with
Sharpie.
the guy playing like the saxophone, but it was really him acting like he was playing a saxophone using a cane.
They're all like naked, but they're
Yeah.
wearing like diapers or underwear.
He was
And
he had
it
a
was
cane and he was walking around with a cane.
There's like 3 or 4 men
That was
and
my
one
favorite
woman.
part. And he picked it up and he held the cane as if it was a saxophone, and like
Yeah,
then a saxophone started playing over the speakers.
Right.
He was like,
they've got those the ones that like
Yeah.
attach to your arms,
Uh-huh.
and then
Yeah.
they've got one attached
Dude.
like, to their waist.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then there's like coat racks everywhere, and they're like smacking them like metal cocks, and it's performance art.
Huh.
And the lady's
Yeah.
crawling around on the ground with a microphone in her mouth,
I think I did see this
making
one.
sex noises.
I think I did see this.
Clearly, I mean, you were right. Butt Sharpie art is the wave of the future.
Wave
It's the wave of the future.
of the future.
You guys heard it here first.
Bunch of touch points.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd like
Good.
to welcome the newest listener that delivered my pizza the other night. I wouldn't say that I put it on the money because that would be a crime, but somebody put the Bones and Tubs podcast on the tip that was
Who would do
given
that?
to the pizza delivery person, and they looked at it and looked back at me and smiled, and then I saw that they liked us on Facebook.
Nice.
So
It's always good.
welcome to the show.
Welcome.
What if we looked at a picture of her ass with Sharpies in it? We just didn't know it was her.
Welcome.
You never know, because I mean they all bent over.
Right. Anyway, sorry. Let's move on.
No.
Yeah.
Good times.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Just like the world.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what's been going on here lately?
I only got one thing I wrote down this week, but I'll wait to get to that till later.
Oh, okay. Well, do you want to talk about about that with that video you sent me last night?
Oh yeah, I meant to show him, but I didn't.
Oh.
Are you hip to Secure Team 10 on YouTube?
No.
Okay.
What is it? Secure Team 10.
Yeah, that's the YouTube page.
Never heard of it.
And we're back.
We're back on Safari.
Yeah, well, come to find out, I watched that video already.
Oh, yeah,
So
let
we're
me
only
turn
gone for
the
like
sound
5
off.
seconds.
But yeah. So it'll
So-
be like nothing to you guys.
All right,
But
so
then
the gist of the video is what? So Sarah Huckabee is
there are reporters.
the White House spokesperson now.
Yeah, she's been the White House for
Right.
But
And there's reporters asking
about UFOs.
UFOs.
Like legitimate reporters being like, what's up with this
Right. Press releases.
They
right?
laugh about it as he's asking the question. Like he's like, I have to ask this question, but
Well,
UFOs.
The thing that they're talking about, I don't really understand why he put it out there like she gave some sort of tell away, because I don't think she gave away a tell. But they are commenting on stories, because there's a shitload of stories that are coming out right now from mainstream publications about UFOs. And
They basically admitted Area 51 like last week.
okay, they also showed videos of the ISS. Did you see that one?
No,
The laser.
Max
Just told me about this.
I love
Back-
it. Hope he listens to this.
I don't know. I don't think so. Nope. I don't think so. But let's just say there's a video or still that exists that looks like something is firing upon the ISS.
Okay, so I watched some videos years ago where they talked about these alleged wars in space. I think me and
Back-
used to talk about that actually
Right.
at the factory
you know
of
that-
so-called sadness.
All
All right, so yeah, I remember
All the
watching
aliens
these
are
videos
black.
and hearing about them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got you.
Did you see the video on Facebook of the diggers?
No.
It's one of these Kekistani things, right?
Uh-huh.
The troll farms,
Yeah.
basically.
This
And
being edited out.
no, parts of it will stay.
Yeah.
But this they go through and they post these things, right? And then they ask you to raid the comments.
Uh-huh.
And this Black Power guy posts a video that it's like instructive and it shows the truth.
Yeah.
The deeper they dig, the blacker it gets.
Huh.
I'm gonna spit my drink.
You know,
Yeah.
the trolling.
I could dig it. I could dig
All right, so aliens, right?
Yeah.
Sarah Huckabee.
it. The Pentagon was
Back on
spending
track.
the Pentagon was spending large sums of money on a UFO program.
Yeah.
Like it was legit. They were trying to find UFOs.
Now, do you think they actually stopped, or do you think that's just code for black budget, like NASA?
Well, see, that's the thing. Yeah, you gotta go back to, like, MK Ultra and stuff like that, where, you know, officially speaking, it stopped, like, after, like, 3 or 4 years.
But they just keep releasing
But in reality, the whole thing about MK Ultra, that went on through the middle 70s. Because it wasn't just one base.
Allegedly, I mean.
Right.
Who told you it stopped? The government?
Jimmy, stop. Jimmy. Can you hear me? Making fart noises.
Boys. We'll be boys.
Yeah. No, but, yeah, you gotta think about MK Ultra, where
Do you think
it wasn't sequestered in one place particularly. It was over hundreds of different bases and colleges and all sorts of shit. Like, MK Ultra was a program that was massive.
Right.
It wasn't just like one study inside of a basement. This
They
was
involved
like
the town at one time, didn't they? Where they aerosolized some sort of LSD or something to see what happened to the
that's
town?
alleged.
Right, of course.
Okay,
Not
it's just like alleged that they put hallucinogens in the food of soldiers during Vietnam. Watch Jacob's Ladder.
It's a great movie.
Anyway,
Oh man, I gotta rewatch that.
but
It's a good movie.
but yeah, I mean, we know they did a lot of this stuff. We know that a lot of this stuff was going on. A lot of it was supposedly driven by the Cold War and trying to figure them out. But the Russians were doing similar shit.
Mm.
You know,
Sure.
they were employing psychics and shit like that to try to like glean weapons plans and stuff like that.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Remote viewing program.
Yeah, remote viewing. They have
Yeah.
a big remote viewing program.
This is not outside the realm of possibility. And like you said, I don't think it's over.
And these are people who are like, this isn't like, we're talking about the woman at the local flea market who, you know, reads your palm and tells you what's going on for like $5. Like, this is like a legitimate fucking government organization with millions of dollars.
Trillions of dollars.
Trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
doing this
How'd they get
remote
that
viewing
money?
stuff, you know, like,
Us.
Oh, okay.
isn't that wild to
That's
think
how they
about?
get their money. I forgot. I thought maybe they produced something.
You think about it and it's like, they're crazy.
Oh,
But then you're like, wait a second, they poured millions of dollars into this program for something that they want you to think is just,
Well, I
crazy.
mean,
Like, they have to
they do
admit it.
produce something because, you know, those opium fields don't protect themselves, you know.
Shots fired.
Just saying.
Yeah, that's true.
They have to protect their investment for fuck's sake.
It is premium.
I heard they've been bombing them recently.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if Trump's on that.
Maybe
opium thing.
competitive opium fields.
No, I was talking to Red, White, and Justin the other day,
America.
and he sent me an article about how they've been using B-52s again to bomb
He's a fucking expert when it comes to like.
anything military.
I know. I had no idea. He would just tell me like he'd send me a story about
Yeah,
planes or military like ship placements, and I'm like, what do any of this mean? And then he breaks it all down to me over Facebook Messenger. I'm like, what the fuck do you do?
The man spent a lot of time just...
I picture him in a field mudding, but while he's mudding, he's reading a history book about B-52 bombers.
it's crazy. I'm trying to find that article
We
he
need to
sent
have
me.
Have him on?
You
Yeah,
should.
definitely.
We've been
I saw
talking
him last
about
night for
it,
the
so
first time in a few months, and I was like, wow. Crazy, man.
He's got a boy too, don't he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He's
The bar.
in elementary right now.
Bar.
I already know that Red, White, and Justin's figured out a way to keep him from being indoctrinated.
Yeah, I can't find the article, but anyway, it was an article he sent me like a week or two ago about
Get closer to the mic.
them using B-52s
There you go.
That's the spirit.
to
That's how you do it.
like basically bomb opium fields in Afghanistan and what have you. They bring them back because I guess they demilitarized a bunch of them there for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently they brought some back. I don't really know the whole story because
Fake
I'm not an expert on the
news.
situation.
I don't
but,
even
you
know. Like I said before on previous episodes, I have like the dual brain where I accept and expect there to be like some space war, space fleet, Star Wars program, and on the other side of things, this is a simulation from that world, and we're actually stuck in either hell or a simulation, snow globe.
Not to jump tracks real quick,
Let's just do. I mean, that's what we do.
but
jumping track.
so I went and
Fun.
saw the new Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
It was great.
You liked it?
Did you not like it?
I thought. I mean, okay. It took me a couple days to realize it was a good movie, but I do have a problem.
Okay.
Tell me.
Spoiler alert
Uh-oh.
ahead. Wait, you haven't seen it, have
I
you?
don't care about spoilers.
Okay. Here's my problem.
Spoiler
okay.
alert. 9/11
So, like,
was an inside job.
Got 'em.
they kind of put it out there with Force Awakens that, like, they were trying to be more diverse with the cast and stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but I do have a problem.
Too much
and
diversity.
No. And I'm going to go full fucking SJW on this
Please
shit.
tell me you're
Oh,
talking
no.
about
There
that.
is not now officially there is not one single white male hero in the fucking Star Wars franchise.
Well, you can't be. You can't have pride.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
You actually can't.
There is not a goddamn one left.
Well, the only one that they have is that one guy who flies the.
He's not white.
What?
Poe Dameron? You talking about the pilot?
Yeah.
That dude's not white.
What is he?
That dude's like fucking Turkish or something.
He's pretty white.
See,
no, he was picked exclusively for the fact that he's like Middle Eastern for the cast. So I'm gonna go ahead and fucking split that hair real quick.
Okay,
I wondered why
mean,
Rotten Tomatoes had
he's
it at
Caucasian.
94%.
He's from the Caucasus
But have you
region.
seen the audience score on it? It's below 60%.
Is he not
Okay.
from the Caucasus region, which would make him
Listen,
Caucasian?
listen, no, I'm not buying this one.
But either way, though, like, let's say, for instance, that he is white.
They're trying to send a clear message,
Right.
though. They're not sending your traditional.
They make him look like
white
an
man.
idiot, though, was what I was trying to say.
The only white males in that movie now are the villains. That is it.
Well,
We are literally every single
Doesn't that-
fucking asshole is a white male.
that mirrors reality, right?
Yeah.
White people.
Shut the fuck up.
White people were fucking evil, Jay.
Okay, I've had it. Okay,
White
you know,
devils.
it took me a couple days. All in all, I'll say the movie was good. There was a few days where I was really pissed off about the movie. Not because of
I
that.
picture you in the shower washing.
What
your hair and
about,
God damn it!
Yeah, pretty much.
Just random outbursts of rage.
No, I thought it took me a couple days. I actually ended up at first when I first finished watching it, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I like this movie.
Okay,
Just
so,
the way it ends. But then I thought about it more, and I finally came to terms with the fact that with what happened, and I was like, okay, I guess it was okay. Not the best Star Wars movie ever made.
But then you spit toothpaste everywhere. You're like, bullshit!
I didn't think about that. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's because I've been indoctrinated by...
You have been
University.
indoctrinated by a university. Because I'm sorry,
I still have
but
a lot of hate in my heart.
they want to preach this fucking diversity nonsense, and then basically it's diverse except for the only group that doesn't fall into diversity is white males, and that's not the only franchise, the only thing that's been happening in too. I hate to get on my soapbox on this shit, but if you're gonna fucking preach diversity, you best have a diverse fucking cast.
They don't really have any people that are... The Rebels have no... people.
They are made up of the proverbial rainbow sans white males.
Right. And the only white people they have that are in a position of power are women. Not that I have a problem with women.
So let me play the fucking SJW card and reverse it back at him. Who the fuck is in the Star Wars franchise? Who the fuck is my son supposed to look up to now?
Well, he's supposed to, like a video I saw the other
Where's
day.
his representation?
He's supposed to get a job in academia as a college professor and get on stage in front of a crowd of people of color and wash a black man's feet to apologize for years of his racial
No,
impropriety.
that's not going to happen either.
Okay, well, I'm just saying that's what society wants. That's, Disney bought the Star Wars franchise. They were originally owned by an anti-Semite. However, now they're trying to flip the script. And I think that's why you see what you're seeing.
Like, I would even almost I would settle for a Jew hero
with a
at
big
this
Jew
point
nose.
in the Star Wars movies.
I could feel the cringe.
Just, do you want to edit that out?
No, that's not what I meant. I just meant the listeners are like,
Jew.
that'll be edited out.
No, but here's the thing. No, like we said before, I'm not an anti-Semite. I'm an anti-Zionist. I mean, there's a
I
difference.
agree with you.
But anyways, okay, so, perfect example. I want to see our friend John Heckler as the hero of the Star Wars franchise.
I love
I want
John
to see
Heckler.
John Heckler as the Master Jedi.
L'chaim.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? Okay, that's the thing, if you want to talk about representation and children being... But if you're taking all that away, especially with... Star Wars is so sacred to me. I grew up with the series, right?
Right.
And for them, to kill one of my biggest heroes growing up, and do it in such a shitty, in my opinion, it's still a shitty way.
Backhanded, kind of. Sorry.
Just- it was how they killed Luke Skywalker was backhanded. It really was.
I thought they were going to kill Leia off this episode, but they didn't, and it kind of made me sad.
No, they can't kill Leia off yet.
She's got to get with a black
we
guy.
gotta keep that diversity going. Remember?
She's got to get with a black guy before they kill her.
They probably will make that happen. Too. I mean, I try not to be like this,
No, have you seen the
bigoted fucking
No,
asshole.
but here's the problem, though.
Sometimes it's really hard.
Okay. Hey, did you ever read A Wrinkle in Time?
No, what's that all
Have
about?
you seen the preview for the new fucking movie?
I didn't know they made a movie.
Oh wait, yeah. A Wrinkle in Time is that child's book, right?
Yeah.
they've had the preview before.
Oh, the cast has been thoroughly...
It's very diverse.
Oh, but that's the thing, though. Like,
I never read the book, though.
God damn.
I was talking to Aaron the Red the other day. He told me he's read it. He read it when he was in, like, middle school.
Yeah, I've read it, too.
I never read it. I never heard of it before.
And it's like...
But he's like, yeah, this looks like it's going to be a shitty movie. That's what he told me
It's
right
like,
off the bat.
For example, like, here's the thing. Like, let's go back to the Dark Tower on this.
Right.
Okay? All right.
They ruined that fucking book,
Here's
bro.
the problem. Here's
Here's
the fucking problem. Okay.
I think they put like 6 books in that movie.
If a book series is adapted or any kind of thing is adapted into a movie, okay, if it doesn't play to the central role of the characters to be from a certain ethnic group, then have at it. Fucking throw darts at a board and decide what race or gender somebody's going to be. That's great. But the thing is, like, okay, perfect example. Like, say if my book ever got adapted into a movie, right?
Okay.
If
the only thing that would be white would be the monsters. I can't think of their names. The ones that come out of the hole.
Oh, the kobold?
Kobold. They'd be white.
Yeah, they would be.
They wouldn't be like...
They're not human!
Right, but they wouldn't be ghastly. They'd be
Oh, no.
Caucasian.
It would turn them into humans.
Blonde-haired, blue-eyed humans.
But yeah, like, I'm like looking at it,
because that's
and here's the thing.
And hipsters are good.
There's a couple characters where the limits of what they could be stretched, right?
Right.
Because I never was specific enough to, like, say they were white or they were brown or whatever.
And what have you.
But I have in mind certain ideas on how certain characters should be.
Right, in your head.
In my head. And I'm going to tell you right now, if it was ever adapted, I would be on the forefront of deciding who was going to get to play these characters. Because I'm not just going to sit on the sidelines and let them fucking SJW up my goddamn...
Everything's going to be SJW'd up. Do you think this SJW thing's going to go on for much longer, though, honestly? Do you think people are getting sick of it?
I think what you're seeing...
I don't know. I think it's going to keep going on because they keep indoctrinating the children.
The movies are one of their... movies and TV shows are like one of their...
it's one thing to be...
propaganda.
It's one thing to understand that, that we're all fucking humans... And we need to, like, learn to live together and, like, get rid of this racism shit.
You start casting everybody like the Magic School Bus.
But it's another thing, right? It's another thing to...
Well, and here's where I draw...
representative.
Here's where I draw the line. Here's the thing, like...
Right.
Perfect example, Black Panther, right?
Mm.
That movie is going to have almost an exclusively black cast. That's the thing.
I mean, who wants to go watch that movie in the theater?
Awesome. No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Black Panther is a black guy.
Talking.
They'll just pirate it anyway. They won't go to the theater. Or if they do, they'll
Black Panther is a black guy, a black prince who lives in a black country. Right. It would make sense that the fucking cast would be all black.
But what if they made him white? That'd be fucking racist.
That's stupid. He's the Black Panther.
I understand, but let's say, for instance, that they had a movie called The White Tiger, and it was a white guy in a white country, right?
Yeah.
And then Hollywood made the movie, and they would obviously make the guy black. Simply for the fact that they would want to SJW it up.
I think the reason why all this is going on...
But what if we made the Black Panther white? Would they
we're
say
balls
that
deep in a psyop right now. It's meant to make people like us upset. White people.
You know what's crazy, though? Of all my crying about the Star Wars shit, okay, I saw a post the other day, and I'm thinking, like, there is no way that SJWs could poke holes in this new Star Wars movie. But then they found them.
They said something was racist.
They said
something wasn't up to the par.
They said
that's bullshit.
What's her face?
The entire movie is designed.
The Asian chick, the new Asian chick, tasing fucking Finn was racist.
Why?
Because there's a history of black people being tased.
Suck a dick.
Doesn't in itself pointing that out racist in and of itself?
I've always said.
My head's about to explode.
I mean, fuck, man.
It's just like Ted Kaczynski said, man. He said that the people on the left are the most racist people ever.
Right.
Because they're the ones that have to point out racism and discrimination. And they're the ones that have to make excuses.
Wouldn't it require a racist mind to come up with that in the first place?
Yeah, exactly. And they're the ones that say that, minorities basically aren't smart enough to do it on their own, so they need to have help from the left or the government to be up to par with the rest of society. That's some racist-ass shit, bro.
Shout out Theodore Kaczynski.
Shout out to Theodore Kaczynski.
Also, shout out to the fact that people that produce these films are jerking off into houseplants in front of white interns.
Yeah, right.
Making them touch their
know what I love?
And they got fucking remotes and shit that lock their goddamn doors.
Let's have a frank conversation real quick, because they're trying to, like, celebrities are trying to put this fire out when it comes to this shit by saying that this whole sexual harassment thing isn't just exclusive to Hollywood and stuff like that. It's not exclusive to just the media, that this shit happens everywhere. Okay.
That's fine.
Granted, we are 3 men. So we have limited ability to say one way or the other, but we've worked for years. Combined, we've worked probably
collectively.
It does happen everywhere. You're right. And if
For
it happens
50
at my
years?
job,
No.
you get fucking fired.
Exactly.
Just
that's
like
the
if
thing.
it happens at your job, you get fucking
Anytime
fired.
I have ever seen that happen,
They
it
get
gets
fucking
brought
fired.
to the light of day,
Yeah.
and they get fired.
It's over with. See ya.
I don't understand.
So yeah, it might happen everywhere, but yeah, they also get fired
They
everywhere.
also,
You piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Come
It
on.
doesn't get hidden.
Allegedly.
It doesn't get buried for years and years and years.
Unless they don't get
it gets
caught.
brought to the light of day.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can't say that it happens everywhere. Not like that anyway.
I mean, shit. If you had a supervisor at work that was like doing some fucking like some shit, like coming to whatever you're working at that day, your post or whatever, and like
if I see a
grabbing your
supervisor,
ass
yeah,
and-
if I see a supervisor grabbing ass, you're gonna fucking read about it. I
Yeah.
swear to God.
And then after you write it up, you're going to grab the ass because who are they going to believe?
Who are they gonna fucking believe?
I mean, come on.
I don't know. There's
It just
there's some sort of a thing going on in the wings in the Factory of Sadness right now that involves a certain number of administration. You know, it goes all the way from the factory line worker all the way up to the foreman's. Maybe not the head foreman, but the the foreman's under the foreman,
right.
and it all has to do with sexual harassment. And I don't think anything's going to happen.
Do you think that's what happens in Hollywood too?
I
Holler
think
at
Do you think
your
that's
boy.
because they're in
I
a
think there's
position
a
of
difference.
power?
They have a camera, man. People know who they are.
So do you think that's why it's different?
I think it's different because they're putting it out in the media.
Well, not
The
only
media
that,
is,
but
like I said earlier, the media and the movies and TV shows are propaganda arm. They're trying. We're under a massive psyop right now.
Here's the thing. I'm going to say this
My thing is-
right out in forefront. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say it right now.
I don't.
I have something
fuck
to say
with
when you're done.
Okay. I'm going to say it right now. And I love it. Believe every accuser. Because you know why I'm going to say that? Because I have never fucking done anything like that.
See, but here's the thing.
Fuck those
I heard
dudes.
this argument the other day too, where they were like, "You have to believe every accuser," because and some lady got on. I forget who it was. Chelsea Handler, I think, got on a TV show, and she's like, "I have to believe the accusers because they're women, and I'm a woman. So therefore, you as a man have to listen to every man and agree with him because you're a man."
My thing
but
is,
anyways.
I know.
So, all right, this is what I was thinking about the other day when I was contemplating life. So, okay, they know these motherfuckers have been touching kids for a long time,
Right.
right? It's
Yeah.
obvious. It's everywhere. They talk about it during fucking their little award ceremonies. What do they call them? Fucking
The red carpets.
whatever the shit is.
You know.
They talk about it during their award ceremonies. You can watch like TV shows like The Daily Show or fucking those nighttime shows. I
Yeah.
don't watch this shit.
Shows,
whatever.
shows. I get
Some
it.
shows they have on where
Propaganda.
people talk,
Propaganda, yeah.
and they always say some like some
Programming.
sideways shit about Kevin Spacey touches kids
By
or
Family Guy.
the Family
right?
Guy thing, you know,
Yeah.
all that. So they've known about this shit forever, right?
Yeah.
So this is my theory. My theory is that they hate fucking Donald Trump.
Right.
Right? I'm not necessarily love Donald Trump. He's got his flaws.
But
He's
ask
not one.
yourself why they hate
But
him
why
so
do they
much.
hate Donald Trump?
Because
right?
he's a strong white man. Okay.
He's,
Jew.
he's doing a lot of
They do,
stuff.
though. I mean, yeah, but
He's doing a lot of stuff that undermines the global powers, such as working with Russia
or like saying that
or
Jerusalem-
trying to like I talked about earlier, like bombing poppy fields in
or
Afghanistan that we've been protecting for forever.
or saying
right?
saying that Jerusalem is the capital of Israel,
When it's obviously been a capital for years,
but nobody wants to admit it.
because they
Even
don't.
though, you know what the fucked up part is? The UN condemned this shit, right?
So what I think
the UN is the one that created Israel in the first place.
exactly.
So how the fuck can they go ahead and condemn something that they were a part of in the first place?
So what I think is going on is that Trump is basically undermining these global elites, and that's why they want him out of office. So they've tried and tried and tried.
Gotta prepare baby food.
Okay.
They've tried to do all kinds of stuff for what? To impeach him for how long?
Oh, since he came in
Since he-
office.
before he even came in the office, they tried to impeach his ass. So,
They were trying to get the Electoral College to basically fucking form a mutiny
yeah.
and vote for somebody else.
Yeah.
There were celebrities, there were politicians who were saying, "Hey, Electoral College, go ahead and disregard the 240 some odd years of our existence and go ahead and do what you weren't."
And you know goddamn well if the fucking tables were flipped, that they'd want fucking... They'd be like, well, no, the Electoral College is great.
Well, yeah,
But what I think that they're doing it now is I think that they're trying to make it seem like it's okay to accuse these people of sexual harassment, and what have you, because they're trying to get us all used to the idea of this. So they're using their own people who are in like Hollywood as basically cannon fodder to bring it to light and to make the rest of like society like realize what's going on, and then they're going to try to fucking accuse Trump of some shit, and then they're going to be like, oh, whoa, fucking gotta get rid of him too. Impeachment.
They already tried to with him, didn't they?
I think it backfired on them.
Well, they
tried to with some bitch that looks like Ulver Redenbacher, didn't they?
I mean,
he was like really old. Let's get real.
Yeah,
Donald Trump. He's married to like someone that was like a Russian supermodel or something, right? Yeah. So
and let's Russian prostitutes pee on him. You know,
allegedly. Speaking of Russians, I joined this Russian Facebook group.
Yeah.
Not Russian Facebook group. It's a Russian Facebook. It's like VK or something.
Mm-hmm.
You should create an account.
Oh yeah.
So I created the account simply so I could
look like a Russian.
Not look like a Russian, but I wanted to read like legitimate Russian news because I feel like I'm being duped over here.
Okay, so here's what you need to do. You need to actually.
So I created an account.
You created a Facebook account.
No, it's not a Facebook account.
It's just a Russian.
It's like Facebook, but it's out of Russia.
Okay.
It's called VK.
So do they think you're Russian?
I don't have any
or
friends.
Or they know you're American?
Well, I set my language to Russian, so that way
I
can just use Google Chrome to translate the entire page. But you can like add all these like news agencies. You know, like their version of news agencies like CNN or Fox News or
you talking about
whatever
like
political pages.
The big one, which is RT.
I haven't added RT.
RT is Russian Times.
Russia Today.
But
Russia Today is basically like the.
I feel like that's the. I feel like that's
the Voice of America. That's the Russian. That's the Russians' version of Voice of America.
Yeah.
Do you listen to Voice of America? Nobody listens to that bullshit. Not in America.
Yeah, but everybody overseas.
But everybody overseas does.
Listens to RT.
Do they?
RT pushes out. I think they're they're more or less they're the propaganda wing of Vladimir Putin's regime, more or less.
In a way, but I feel like they have some real news too. I mean, you can't believe everything you hear.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, they're more realist when it comes to like.
I don't believe everything I hear on Fox News or CNN.
They're more realist when it comes to the notions of what's really happening with, like, basically Western civilization versus everything else,
right?
And the non-caliphate that's happening. They're at least legitimate about it and think that it exists,
right?
Like, there's this conspiracy theory that Muslims are trying to conquer Europe.
I mean.
Which is...
I wouldn't say it's a conspiracy theory.
Okay, here's the thing. First of all, I'm not saying...
I mean, they have enough Muslims in the UK now that they... Or in London, at least, that they elected a Muslim as the
That doesn't...
mayor.
That doesn't... To me, that's not some sort of benchmark. That's a signifier. I mean, we have Muslim members of Congress. That doesn't mean that we've achieved some sort of next level. That just means...
It's true.
They believed in his policies. Which he's a more he guises himself as more liberal. He grew up in London, so you either believe that he is just a wolf in sheep's clothing, or he's actually
a normal person,
a normal human being.
Which is possible, because not all Muslims are bad people.
He's a moderate Muslim.
I don't really like any organized religion, so to say I hate that more than I hate other organized religions is kind of hypocritical.
What you doing? Don't you have a show to watch?
He wants to give you a hug, Dad.
Well, yeah, you can have a hug. Merry Christmas. You want to say Merry Christmas to the listeners? Yeah. Listen, talk into the mic.
Okay, reach.
Here, there you go.
Merry Christmas.
There you go.
Back after some much-needed parenting.
You sound like you're in an echo chamber again.
Feeding babies.
That's better.
Better?
Yeah, we're good now.
We just had to do some parenting. Some basic parenting.
Basic parenting.
How's it basic?
Feeding a child food.
Yeah.
Because if not, he'll melt down.
He will dissolve into nothingness.
You'd think it would require a lot less energy to just get up and fix a fucking sandwich.
That's what you get for thinking.
Yeah. I mean, doesn't part of you just wish that human babies were just like other babies where like as soon as they come out, they're able to at least walk around?
I said that to my wife and she was not having it.
What do you mean she wasn't having it?
Talking about carrying the baby. I was like, you should carry the baby until he walks and can fend for himself. And she was like, I cannot carry this baby any longer.
As they say, that's why human babies are born so basically helpless, is because they didn't gestate long enough. Because our hips had to narrow to walk upright.
Yeah.
What about apes?
Well, apes don't walk upright.
I understand that, but like when they come out of the womb, don't they still have to?
Yeah, but they at least have the ability to they can crawl and clutch and move around.
Gotcha.
Newborn human babies can do none of those things. They can't even barely clutch.
Are there any other species that can do that?
What do you mean?
Or that can't do that like us, that are basically worthless
I mean,
when they come out of the womb.
if you count marsupials, because they come out like super
Marsupials
tiny.
do.
They come out after like a month or two of gestation.
What about
But then
elephants? They carry that shit forever.
They
Like
carry
fucking 2 years or some
it's
shit.
like 18. I think it's either 18
long
or
ass
22
time.
months or something like that.
Yeah.
But
The government's getting to the point now where we're basically carrying these kids for 32 years.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Ba-doom.
By the government, you know.
Got him.
Takes a village and what.
Got him!
But
Listen, New Jersey, I don't have money for you right now. Go fuck yourself.
anyways, so more or less, the reason that we're born like this because our hips women's hips had to narrow in order to walk upright, and in the narrowing of the hips, the birth canal shrunk. So they have to come out at a certain time, otherwise they'll get stuck in there.
That sounds like a bad time.
But otherwise, they should be in there longer. They should be in there for at least 11 to 12 months instead of 10 months.
That sounds horrible.
And yeah, I said 10 months because that's how long they're supposed to be in there. 40 weeks. It's 10 months.
Yeah, it's not 9.
But
That's what I've heard too.
that's the thing, though. The reason they say 9 months is because it's safe to come out at 9 months. They can be
Gotcha.
born 4 weeks early. They can be born at 36 weeks and be safe. Maybe a little underweight, but safe. But yeah. The more you know, right?
I hope they've enjoyed our Bones and Tubbs style, you know, hop along Cassidy podcast.
Yeah. This has been a great one.
It has.
The Holiday Spectacular.
It's good therapy. We know we've at least got 3 listeners, you know.
Yeah.
3 solid listeners. Because I like listening to myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm...
I listen most of the
You're a
time.
narcissist. Yeah.
You listen to yourself?
Yeah.
Is it weird?
Yeah, it's really weird. I'm not a big fan of it.
Do you feel weird when you listen to yourself? Do you turn it off?
No, I don't turn it off, but I just
Do you
don't.
listen to Brian's voice and like cut your voice out?
I don't like listening to myself talk sometimes.
I got a bunch of pictures of all of us back in the back room there. It basically covers the entirety of all the walls.
Yeah.
I've just poked all the pictures out.
Yeah.
The eyes, rather.
Yeah.
The eyes. I don't like when they look back at me, but I like to watch them.
Yeah.
Right.
Bones and Tubbs, Bones and Tubbs,
That sounds like some fucking serial killer shit.
It's fine.
Next level serial killer
I
shit.
mean, we've already talked about this on previous episode. We're both pretty psychotic.
Yeah.
You kind of gotta be
And
in order to live in this so-called society.
you must. The best part's camouflaging it, though, so no one knows. They just think you're a functioning member of society.
I wonder how many other people out there that we think are normal or really crazy on the side.
Oh, I guarantee there are a few. Remember Old Man Crutcher?
Yeah.
That dude was...
He didn't hide it very well. We kind of knew he was a nut job.
Right, but he still assumed a
Like,
lot.
what about your neighbors?
Oh, I don't know about my neighbors.
They could be nuts.
We thought the old lady across the street was dead because we didn't see her for 3 months.
Really, she was just in there watching fucking Reddit Gone Wild.
Yeah, she was in there shoving Sharpies in her ass.
Yeah, it's no problem.
I have to imagine if you're that old, you're wearing Depends anyway, so...
Right, it wouldn't matter.
Her poop just kind of falls out whenever it hits the internal sphincter, drops from the lower intestine. You ready for these baby noises to continue? I don't know how many more weeks we're going to be here, everybody, but it's not looking like a short-term thing.
Yeah.
You know, Grandpa.
You
in
missed the
hospital.
studio at all?
I do. I like having time to just not have to stop. You know, we could just record.
You just keep on keeping on?
Yeah.
How long has this been an ongoing thing?
Grandpa's been in the hospital for a while, so that's the driver of it all.
Right, of course.
But, I don't know. I'd say, what do you think, 3 episodes?
At least 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while since we've been in there.
I feel bad for my mom. She's been waking up at like 8 in the morning, or not waking up, but leaving at around 8, picking my grandma up and going to the hospital and staying there till about 10 at night.
Sheesh.
And then coming home and doing her job stuff.
Yeah.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I mean, I know it's your parent and everything, but I don't know. It's crazy. I like to think that when it's my time to move on to the clearing at the end of the path, that I will just die quickly.
Yeah. Bear attack.
I've seen too much death that just languish.
Bear attack.
Yeah.
I watched this video the other day of this guy that was hiking, and there was a mama bear and 2 cubs that like rolled up on him as he was hiking.
Did he try
Yeah.
to pet the cubs? Was it a mistake?
He did not try to pet the cubs. He turned around and walked backwards facing them the entire time. He was videotaping it with his phone or something.
I hope he
say
tried to
did-
make himself appear bigger than he was.
As I say, did he try to recreate that scene from The Revenant?
Right? How would you feel about that? I mean,
Oh, dude.
I'm cool. I'm cool on like running into bears.
As far as I'm concerned, I'd probably just end up giving up. Is that him? What is he doing?
Being a child.
He's doing boy stuff.
Daddy daycare.
I know. This is what we've come to.
Sheesh.
We should start like talking about the best parenting tips and,
I know, right?
and quit
Just
cussing and
turn it straight into a parenting podcast.
You should. You might get more views.
2 Dads podcast. Here's an interesting fact for people who don't know it. But before
I like
Bones and
interesting
Tubs,
facts.
before Bones and Tubs was an actual podcast, and before we found our women of choice, my wife, your eventual soon-to-be wife,
Yeah.
we actually floated the idea around in the form of a joke that we should get married.
No homo?
No homo.
No homo.
No homo marriage. Simply for tax
It'd be
purposes.
Tax purposes and insurance purposes.
Can you still do that? You can move to Utah, maybe do some...
See, it's complicated now because we
Yeah,
got families
yeah.
and lives.
I hate that for you.
Hey,
But-
Jim, could you go sit down, please?
But basically, I think it was like,
Okay.
I think it was based on the simple fact that like you could imagine all the marital strife that you have, where you're just sitting at the house trying to do whatever it is you're doing, maybe read a book or
Right.
and you know you're getting nagged into doing things. Where we would picture ourselves in this future life where we were married, we would just sit on the couch and we would like not fight over the TV.
Yeah.
We would play like the same games.
Right, exactly.
Occasionally we'd go, and by occasionally I mean just about every day I'd go to the bar.
Occasionally you would argue about something, maybe
then-
opposing political views or something.
They'd be like,
And then you would just drink it out.
then you'd be like, hey, I'm going out on the date tonight. Oh, that's cool. Have fun.
Right.
I'll see you later.
Come back and just
Love you.
healthy amount of.
I love you, bro. Jimmy, could you go sit down, please? All right, keep talking. I'll be back.
Good boy. But I mean, the idea eventually it would transcend into you wouldn't have to say no homo. Be like, it's not gay if you leave your socks on.
Right, exactly.
So maybe the bar scene would dry up and we just
Eventually you would just grow old together and fuck the same bitch.
or each other. No homo
That's
because we
fine.
wore socks.
Right, it's no problem. It's not gay because, you didn't look each other directly in the eye, so it's no
Right.
problem.
It was only there to. It was basically just a biological imperative.
Right. It's
had
there
to be
for
done.
taxes,
And then eventually, unknowns to the other one of us would undergo CRISPR and grow a womb, and then we would have bearded children.
It's no problem.
This all exists in an alternate universe. You realize that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you. I was pretty close.
It also all exists in someone else's life currently right now.
Yeah.
Probably in the UK or something.
Oh, I bet you this
Most
is
likely.
going... Someone did this already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Except for the no homo part probably is non-existent. It probably really is on some homo type shit.
Be some Bert and Ernie shit. We'd have like we had some like twin beds maybe. He's getting up late to take a detective call, and I'm like, "Did you turn the light off, Bert?" I'm like, "Maybe you could stop leaving your paper clips in the goddamn bed."
Would you guys think you'd share the same bed?
I mean, maybe
Or would you be like that couple that
we'd probably
has separate
have
beds?
so much money that we'd have like a ballin' ass California
Like,
king.
my
Yeah,
grandma and grandpa used to sleep in separate beds.
we cuddle only
Or
during...
like, you watch those old TV shows and like the wife and the husband are in separate beds. Like,
Yeah.
It was an aristocracy thing back in the day. We just bred out of it.
night hunting, they turn the light off,
Yeah.
and it's like a nightstand
If they were
separating
ever
them.
in the same bed, they had to leave one foot on the ground because that was FCC regulation at the time.
Right.
They wouldn't want to imply that married people raw dog, let alone have sex in the style of the dog.
We'd only cuddle during thunderstorms. And those
'Cause
long...
we're fucking Thunder Buddies.
Those long winter nights
Yeah.
when it gets really cold.
Really cold.
You need to get together for warmth.
Catch me leaving the window open a little bit, like
Have our fucking... I'd have Queenie and you'd have a horde of cats.
yeah.
Yeah, we'd be straight.
Sounds like a great time.
Well,
I don't have
maybe one day we'll get some DMT and we'll get to visit that other universe.
Yeah. We're like living in like a palatial mansion.
We have the technology to find it.
But yeah. All
Do you
right.
think that's what? Just real quick, do you think that's what a lot of the gay people that we went to high school with, that we ran into, and by a lot of them, I just mean Corey Cottingham and Justin Tincher. Do you think that's why they look all like suave and well dressed, because they're just men and they don't have to spend money on frivolous things?
Yeah. Well, definitely.
They always do look suave. You're right.
Yeah, they always have their stuff's always on point.
See, I don't think I'd ever be suave. I'd be the same.
Just
But
you'd have a closet full of cardigans.
yeah, just a full closet full of any cardigan you imagine.
Illest motherfucker in a cardigan sweater.
Like I'm going fishing today. I got my fishing cardigan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But well, I think it's about that time.
Yeah. Hopefully we didn't freak you out with too much of our unintentional gaiety.
Yeah. Just throw that out
Really
there.
good though.
But
no homo.
we'd like to thank you all for listening.
We're coming up on the Ryan Simpson episode because it is getting cold out, and
Ryan Simpson's gonna come.
that affects his job. He was going to come today, but I assume
You talked to him in real life?
on Facebook's.
Have you seen his face in a while?
No.
Speaking of which, I'd like to thank him for letting us use his music on the show.
I love his music.
Bones.
But check us out on Facebook, Instagram. Check out our website. We'd like to thank Dr. Doug Hurdy for coming on the show again.
It's getting closer to Christmas. If you're feeling Christmassy, throw $1 at our GoFundMe.
It's that Christmas time of year.
/Bones.
Next time we talk to you, Christmas will be over.
Christ Mass will have ended.
Christ Mass will have ended.
I'm going to have burn a fire this Thursday, too.
Thursday. I was going to have a fire on Thursday. Where are you having a fire at?
Just out back because I'm a fucking parent.
Just you?
Leave. Yeah.
Are you going to have the wife?
Talk to the ancestors as I burn it.
Yeah.
Hey there, everybody. This is the Bones and Tub Show. We are brought to you by no one in particular, because advertisements suck.
Yeah, they do.
We are brought to you, however, by Catherine, Marie Doherty, Evelyn, and Agris Girl, our 3 patrons at patreon.com/Bones and Tubs. And we don't have, anything else. We're not trying to sell you a mattress. We're not trying to tell you anything about beard oil or...
No special food boxes or anything like that.
No.
We're brought to you, just like PBS, by viewers like you.
And this is the Bones and Tub Show.
The Bones and Tub Show.
And sets another day. Billions will kneel and pray. Anything to aid escape from the world so cold and gray.
Corner boy.